All right, we have more receipts on P. Diddy, and Beyonce has spoken out. Here is a guy saying he went to P. Diddy's freak off party. Here we go, roll it.
It'll be a story time about how, when I was going to college in Miami, I was invited to one of Diddy's parties, his one of freak offs. So, I cannot believe I'm telling this story. Okay, so long story short, I'm on this app called Grindr back in 2018, and I get a message from an anonymous profile. They tell me, you look good, whatever. We get to chatting. Long story short, it ends up being Christian Combs, P. Diddy's son, and he's trying to get me to come to the house on Star Island for a party, aka the freak off party. So there's other people there. I'm like 18, 19 years old. I've never experienced anything like this, so I'm hesitant, but I go. I don't walk in because a higher power just tells me not to walk in, so I drive away. Okay, so this is good.
All right, so yeah, at this point in time, I do believe that P. Diddy was having his son up on the gay apps recruiting men to come to these freak offs. And you know what? I never heard the word freak off so many times until I got on the internet this past week. Okay. And I don't get it. How can these freak offs last days and days? Like, you show up, you do a little sneaky link, dipping it, doing it, you know what I'm saying? And then you leave. Maybe you leave the next morning. You stay again for another freak off and again for another freak off. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying these people must have been on something. Okay. Let's talk, because now we have more receipts that apparently Beyonce has spoken out about P. Diddy and his freak offs. And let me see. I have the receipt right here. Let me pull it up. You know, I have all the receipts. This was brought to you by a news source, and let me give you the name. Credit to them, right? And when I was watching it, I had to stop it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this with my people. So this is brought to you by one of these little news sources, and let me just revert back to the original. It is called Beyonce finally breaks silence on Jay-Z and Diddy. Let me screenshot that. That'll probably be the title for this video. And let's see what they had to say. Okay, let me play it for you guys. This is by The Veteran. So here we go. Roll it.
Beyonce allegedly breaks her silence on Jay-Z and Diddy through her new track. Here's what we know. Beyonce's highly anticipated album,
Hold on. I'm Rich Lux, I keep it real. Beyonce allegedly breaks silence on P. Diddy and Jay-Z on her new song, her anticipated album.
Carter has been making waves, particularly her cover of Dolly Parton's classic song Jolene. Although praised as a creative twist to the cheating anthem, the Houston native's rendition has started a lively debate among critics and fans alike. For starters, Beyonce's version features significant lyrical changes, including an added bridge and a duet with country singer Willie Jones. In Beyonce's interpretation, she warns Jolene instead of pleading with her, as Parton did in the original. But how exactly does Jay-Z and Diddy fit into this?
Right. How does Jay-Z and Beyonce, how does Jay-Z and P. Diddy fit into Beyonce's song Jolene? You know what? That song for me was a flop. When Beyonce did it, oh boy. She didn't need to do it. And guess what? We still talk about Dolly Parton's version. It did her no favors. I'm just keeping it real. When I go to the club, I don't hear Jolene. I don't go to the radio, I don't hear Jolene by Beyonce. I still hear Dolly Parton. All that to say this, she didn't really add anything to the song. Now, she should have called the song Joe Him. Get away from Jay-Z. He's not gonna attend freak off parties. Like that. So apparently if I'm picking up what they're putting down, that the song Jolene that Beyonce did is about P. Diddy. So P. Diddy's Jolene?
Understand, we need to talk about the two music moguls' relationship. Diddy and Jay-Z's friendship dates back to the early 1990s when they were both rising stars in the rap industry. They collaborated on tracks and supported each other through legal troubles since the late 1990s. More recently, an allegation against Diddy being involved in sexual misconduct have led some to wonder about the current state of his friendship with Jay.
You know, what is their friendship like now? Because they were real buddy-buddy. They were real close friends. And now that more has come out, where are they at now? They haven't said a word. And matter of fact, because I have the receipts, Jay-Z and Beyonce went to France. They was dipping it and doing it in Paris. And I don't understand that. I had never seen Beyonce walk around like you see Jennifer Lopez walk around. J-Lo, we'll get that in another video. She's yet to speak out. But Beyonce is yet to ever be seen walking around. Does she do it? I'm pretty sure she does. I'm pretty sure she wears like a wig and a hat and sunglasses and oversized clothes and has like somebody escort her around. That way she can see stuff. But it seems like she don't ever leave the house when she's out, like when she's traveling, because we never see her out and about. So it's so interesting the way she moves. I'm pretty sure she does move around. She just doesn't really say anything. But Jay-Z and Beyonce are very quiet about P. Diddy, and they were always hanging around.
As Jay has stayed quiet on the matter. Despite the occasional controversy, Jay-Z and Diddy have remained close friends. They have voiced support for each other publicly and even discussed going into business together. However,
you know, Jay-Z's silence speaks volumes.
Throughout their entire work,
because if it was anybody else, y'all would want them to disavow. Come out publicly and disavow.
Relationship, there have been a few suspicions about the pair being more than just friends. Back in 2007,
so Jay-Z and P. Diddy are more than just friends? I gotta see this.
Incident where Diddy appeared to touch
he did. P. Diddy smacks Jay-Z's butt in this video right here.
Jay-Z's butt during a performance, a gesture that's a little too close for comfort. And over on YouTube, there have been unsubstantiated speculations and
there's all my videos right there.
Circulating online about the two rappers allegedly having an affair. Obviously, these allegations
What? They had an affair?
have been verified, but fans couldn't help but wonder how this actually fits the timing of Beyonce releasing another cheating anthem so mysteriously. In fact, as her song opens with a cameo from Parton herself, there is a clear association between her experience with Jolene and Beyonce's with Becky with the Good Hair from her 2016 album Lemonade. Where Parton's version emphasizes vulnerability and charm, Beyonce showcases grit and a warning shot to her rival. The reaction to the song has been divided. Some critics argue that Beyonce misses the point of Parton's ballad, flattening it into a girl boss power anthem. They grieve over the loss of the original sense of pain and vulnerability. However, others praise Beyonce's innovative approach, seeing it as a reflection of her black identity and a defense of her marriage. In a post-release message, Parton wrote, "Wow, I just heard Jolene. Beyonce is giving that girl some trouble and she deserves it. But again, who's to say it's really a girl? All of this might sound pretty far-fetched for Jay-Z. However, this isn't the first time Diddy has been
Beyonce dropped the ball. She should have named it a guy's name. But we know.
accused of having been attracted to men. In fact, Diddy's latest lawsuit brings this up a couple of times. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a music producer who worked with Sean Diddy Combs on his 2023 album, The Love Album, Off the Grid, has filed a whopping $30 million lawsuit accusing the mogul of sexual assault, harassment, and other misconduct. In the 75-page complaint, Jones alleges that while living with Diddy for months at a time in various homes and on a yacht to work on the album, he was the victim of constant unsolicited and unauthorized groping and touching of his ankle by Mr. Combs.
Of his what? 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 Okay, so this guy lived with P. Diddy and they're working on an album. He was a victim of constant unsolicited and unauthorized groping and touching of his what? By Mr. What is that? A blank blank S. What is that? Let's see what they said.
unauthorized groping and touching of his ankle by Mr. Combs. Jones claims he woke up naked, dizzy, and confused in bed with Diddy and two sex workers in February 2023, believing he had been drugged. In the lawsuit, Jones also claims that Diddy had a sexual relationship with a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. This revelation quickly pointed to Meek Mill, a fellow rapper who fit the description to a T. Initially, Meek Mill denied the rumors, posting a series of messages on social media where he expressed his love for women and criticized those who were spreading the rumor. Mill has also responded to the allegations by accusing Lil Rod Jones of lying and attempting to destroy his reputation. As of
you know, I know people who have sex addictions, right? And I believe P. Diddy has that. Like, not everything is about the link. Here's another receipt we got by the heist. And I'm interested to see what they have to say. Here we go.
Time has finally run out for one of the most controversial people in music, as Diddy is now sitting in jail. To make matters worse, it turns out he is in some serious danger while locked up. After denying all allegations against him and settling lawsuits out of court, the feds finally had what they needed to make their move and arrested him at a New York hotel.
All right, we are getting some breaking news right now. ABC News has just confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs was arrested tonight in New York City.
Since then, they have placed him behind bars on a whole host of sex trafficking charges.
Diddy sued for monstrous behavior, allegations of brutality, and SA abuse.
Raiding his homes in the process in order to gain evidence about his notorious freak-offs fueled by drugs and illicit sex, where allegedly Diddy distributed controlled substances to keep the participants compliant.
Okay. P. Diddy passed around some drugs at these freak-offs. But the people who are there, they're taking them willingly. I'm not defending P. Diddy. Are they taking them willingly, or they're forced to take them? Or maybe they don't know what they're taking.
Investigating his premises, they even seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant.
Because did he have freak-offs? Yes. Did he fly in sex workers to be there? Most likely. Did he have people come to these freak-off parties? Yes. As we seen in the beginning of the video, people get there willingly. And then they do a little freak off, a little bump here, a little bump there, and then they leave. That's how it should go. But if he's holding people without hostage and forcing them to take stuff, or maybe they don't know what they're taking, maybe they don't know that what they're drinking and stuff like that, or what's in it, and then they wake up the next day and they're just like, "What happened? Oh my God!" That's a problem, a huge problem.
And cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Taken from sprawling mansions to a 10 by 12-foot cell, a guard at the prison claimed that, "I saw him yesterday. He looked good," but he later conceded that, unsurprisingly, Diddy nor anyone is happy to be there. And when you consider what facility he's in, who can...
Oh, that's where he's staying at? That little bitty room? And according to sources, he looks good. He's just not happy to be there.
Blame them. At the moment, Diddy is being treated just like everyone else down at Brooklyn's notorious Metropolitan Detention Center. Used to the lap of luxury, he now resides in a prison which plays host to roughly 1,700 inmates. At one stage or another, R. Kelly, Ghislaine Maxwell, Fetty Wap, and even Donald Trump's lawyer have all called it home. But it isn't just famous for the slew of big names that have served time there, but the horrific conditions of the detention center. "Some foods, they have worms in them," said one former inmate. "It happens all the time. It's all junk elsewhere." It was described by the lawyer of infamous Jeffrey Epstein, Associate Ghislaine Maxwell, as reprehensible and utterly inappropriate. At one stage, inmates went without heating for over a week within its inhospitable cells after an electrical fire meant that there was no power for the system. Complete with bathrooms with open...
All right, so at this point, they're just talking down on this jail about all the problems and issues. Now that's going on now. They're just saying, like, this is where he's at and this is how bad it is. Can you imagine, like, the manager of that jail is like, what? Like, they're making us look bad. Well, it's a jail. I wouldn't want it to be a 5-star hotel, but it's just not good.
Sewer drains, rat infestations, and a whole lot more. Ghislaine also claimed that she was subjected to sleep deprivation due to invasive guard searches. It is also known to be a dangerous place. At least 4 have died by suicide in the last 3 years. Not to mention the murder of inmate Uriel White, who was viciously stabbed to death. According to the former warden, this culture of violence isn't good news for Diddy because he's so high profile.
Oh yes, this is where it gets good. So apparently, because he's such high profile, that he's a target, and if one of the people in the jail were to hurt him, they get street cred.
Believes that he might become a target, as taking him out could be a way for a prisoner to elevate their status behind bars. And while Diddy insists he's not a menace to society, the judge clearly feels otherwise. At a hearing on Wednesday, Puff's lawyers offered a $50 million bail package that'd allow for home detention with GPS monitoring and strict limitations on who could visit him. But the deal was thrown out, and he is now languishing in that same jail that Ghislaine once complained about. In some ways, this is fitting considering there is now a spotlight being shown on Diddy's own Maxwell equivalent. Named Christina Coram, reports have emerged that she was his manipulator-in-chief, who was...
Oh, so he had a little sneaky snake. Meet Sean Diddy Combs' manipulator-in-chief, who was once compared to... So apparently this girl was also helping him set up people to come to these parties.
Tasked with recruiting sex workers, including some who were reportedly underage. Coram was previously referenced as the drama around case got underway, with music producer Lil Rod claiming in his own lawsuit against Diddy that Christina knowingly and intentionally participated in, perpetrated, assisted, supported, facilitated a sex trafficking venture, and was instrumental in organizing and executing the trafficking enterprise. An employee of Diddy's since the early 2010s, Puff previously saluted her on Facebook in 2021 when he declared that Christina keeps everything in my life and my business running. She's been my right hand for the last 8 years.
Meet Christina Coram, Chief of Staff at Combs Enterprises. Christina, aka KK. What's that, KK? Keeps everything in my life and my business running. She's been my right hand, for the last 8 years, and has consistently proven to execute and get ish done. Don't know how I function without her.
Has consistently proven to execute and get it done. Don't know how I'd function without her. Now, what exactly she was doing for him is being looked at through vastly different eyes, as she seems less like a business associate and more like a potential fixer in the court documents. With Diddy facing a potential life sentence, who knows who else might be implicated in this? Could it be Diddy's staff or even other prominent members of his entourage? Now, Stephen E. Smith claimed this might rock the whole industry from the ground up.
Yes.
You see the names? Do you see the people who have over the years, who have attended his parties, who are considered close to him, who he's been in business with? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
The names: Jennifer Lopez, Neo, Usher, Justin Bieber, Beyonce, Jay-Z, just name a few. If he gets in there and he starts singing and you know what? They're probably telling him, all right, listen. If you don't start dropping some names, you're going to get the full blame. But if you can give us some names and we can take a lot of other people down, you can get off scot-free or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting tea. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. This is Rich Lux with the hottest celebrity news and gossip on YouTube. Bye, guys. Love you. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Stop being shady. Drop a like. I can't get a like to save my life. Much as a comment. Bye, guys.